Welcome back, friends, and gather round for episode 64. Oh, we've been interrupted by a wandering horseman. Who are you? Fabel Azoplane? Azopian? I don't know. But you've interrupted my intro. Rah! Anyway, welcome, guys, to episode 64 of Simply Walking into Mordor. As always, my name is Nauglir, and a very special welcome to you if this is your first time watching. That is not the first time that has happened, guys, but I've edited out all the other ones. Just thought you might like to see what it is really like trying to record these intros. Surprisingly often, they get interrupted just like that. Oh well, I guess that's what you get for standing next to quest givers. We are here just outside Gathforthnear, and we're going to ride down and continue our epic quests. So let's get right on with it. We're up to Book 7, Chapter 2 of Volume 1, and we're going to speak to Ragnar, who is apparently a sympathetic hillman member, I guess. He is sympathetic to the Rangers' cause, and he's going to hopefully help us find out a secret way into Carn Dum, because we need to find Golidir, see if he's still alive. Lorniel believes that he is still alive, though we do not know what foul, I guess, what things happened to him. Alright, riding through Angmar again. Look at this. We finally have arrived in Angmar at daytime, so we haven't got that weird lightning sky, but it's not much better. Look at how red and just... ooh, that sky looks... oh, okay, we've now changed into a blue sky. I guess that's fine. Okay. We're going to be riding out here into the Hillman villages. I'm guessing they're going to be quite hostile. We're actually quite underleveled for this zone. About 3 levels under. These enemies will be 48 and 49. But that's alright. The quest says it's level 46. So we will be doing the quest. If we do need to level up, there are always quests that we can do to make sure that happens. But I think we'll be right for now. And we might even be right for the rest of the epic quests. We might not have to do any more landscape quests. We'll see. Anyway, we're riding out here, and I think we've reached where Ragnar is. We're here in Himbar. And yeah, you can see some buildings scattered around where I think the Hillmen live. Okay, let's speak to Ragnar and see what he has to say about the secret way into Carn Dum.
The Trade Galore are surrounded by enemies.
You were sent here by the woman from the south. Here, take this scroll. My people are suspicious. I must go at once. Well, that was easy. The Mordor has seen you. I must flee. Oh, okay. We've got a hunting Mordor to fight. We're in AoE. Oh, can we quickly switch? No, we can't. We're in our AoE mode, but that's okay. We will fight this Mordor quickly. Just using our clobbered skill there to hasten that Raging Blade animation. There's a bit of extra damage. This is a new type of enemy, I guess, that we're fighting. Drop that. The Mordor. I think I mentioned last episode that they were kind of vampiric. They're kind of like half bats, half people. They actually are quite common in Moria, as well as Angmar. And so we will be seeing quite a few... ooh. Well, she just disappeared, I guess. I guess that makes sense. Or not. We're going to map home to Gathforthnear just now. And then we're going to hand this scroll back to Lorniel. I don't know if we can read this scroll. No, we can't. Oh well, that's alright. But yes, we'll be seeing many more Mordor as we continue our quests. Okay, we're here in Gathforthnear. The milestone is helpfully inside the building. And so here we are at Lorniel's quarters. Let's speak to her, see what this scroll can be made of. Did you find Ragnar? Ah, that must be the scroll he told of. Let me see it.
Would you do so?
We did find Ragnar. I fear we may have been deceived, Nauglir, for this scroll is written in black speech and may say nothing of value. I cannot say, for black speech is not a tongue with which I am familiar. Even so, I would know what this says. Perhaps the elf Leodan may have some proficiency in this writing. He's an old friend of my father's and is here in Gathforthnear. Take the scroll to him and ask him his opinion. If it may help us free my father, then we must learn its secrets at once. Alright, we're on it. Lorniel, we can speak to Leodan for you. Where is he, I wonder? Is he up here? Oh, that's Doniath. That's Goladir's quarters. Guessing that's not where we want to go. Hopefully this water's not poisonous. Alright. Lay it down. Oh, lay it down. Aha, he's through this door. Here he is. Well, you look like a son of Elrond. You're wearing similar clothes.
Grey is the shadow upon my heart.
Alas, but I have never taken the time to learn the cruel mutterings of the orcs. I have no desire to speak with them, by any means, save my sword. If this scroll did indeed come from Carn Dum, Elrond Half-Elven may have an interest in it, and he assuredly knows the Black Speech. Go to Rivendell and seek out the master of the last homely house, if you would know the answer to your riddle. Well, we can head to Rivendell very easily. We have a swift travel there from Gathforthnear. So let's head to Rivendell, I guess. This book is taking us all over the place. What is book 7 called? The Hidden Hope. Hopefully, we will find some hope in this foul land. Down here we go. Let's keep using our skills that we need for our deeds. Now, I am going to just quickly rearrange these skills. There we go. That's good. Alright, now, we can't travel to Rivendell. We don't have an acquaintance standing with the Elves of Rivendell. That is very unfortunate. And something that can actually be easily fixed. We can't use any of these swift travels, actually. So what I'm going to do, we're going to spend a Mithril coin. I've got 79. This is a little thing. There were 50 free Mithril coins from the LotRO store last week, I think. Maybe even that offer's still up. So if you haven't got them yet, get your 50 free Mithril coins. For 1 Mithril coin, you can swift travel to anywhere from somewhere that has that route, obviously. Even if you otherwise wouldn't be allowed to do it. Now, we're going to fix that fact that we don't have acquaintance standing with the Elves of Rivendell, because that's pretty unacceptable. We are almost there, so it won't take much. We're just going to head down to the skirmish camp here. One of these other useful things about the skirmish camp is that you can buy some rep for the basic factions, and the Elves of Rivendell are one of such factions. So if you have the marks, you can actually get to Kindred just by bartering for it. Okay, so where are we? We need the Curiosities Trader. There he is. Or Chalnor.
May I help you?
Elvish Relic will get us 700 Elves of Rivendell faction points, just for 24 marks each. So I guess we're going to need, what, 3 of them? Yeah, 3 of these Elvish Relics, and we will have that acquaintance standing. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Acquaintance. We've also got some Mathams that we can use, which I guess are useful. Okay. Cool. Let's head to not Rivendell. Let's head to, we're already in Rivendell. Let's head to Elrond, who is obviously in Rivendell. And so let's just ride around to the last homely house. Rivendell is not the best place in Middle-earth to just get around. It's quite large and expanseful with bridges and roads and everything. But it is quite pretty, so I don't mind riding through it every so often. Alright. Now, we have got all of our class items. There's something else that champions can use. Woodworkers make them. They're called champion horns. Obviously different to the Horn of Gondor skill. But champion horns actually will stun the enemies around you. They're consumables. And they will obviously be used up when you use them. But they are quite good and worth having on hand. I'm not sure whether we'll get some just yet, or if we'll wait to be a bit higher level. They are quite good. Alright, just travelling up here to the last homely house, or in the last homely house, to the library. Speak to Elrond. Here we go. What is this? You were sent here by the daughter of Goladir and the elf Laodan. What a strange fate has brought you hither. The shadow of Angmar has grown with the shadow of the east. Give me the scroll. I will unravel this mystery for you. Well, thank you, Elrond. Lorniel's hopes were not wholly in vain, for this scroll does indeed reveal a way to pass the gates of Carn Dum. The scroll tells of a special key needed, forged of a dire black iron only found in the foul pits of Angmar, and the secrets of its crafting. I believe such a key could be made of Mithril, For the strength of Moria silver may overcome whatever resistance the lock may give. Unfortunately, we have not Mithril to use. Perhaps you should seek the aid of Lord Dwalin at Thorin's Hall in Eriador. The dwarves know best the secrets of Mithril. It is they you should speak with. I have transcribed the contents of the scroll in Westron. The dwarves should have no difficulty reading it. That's a subtle stab at dwarf intellect there. Elrond, you mongrel. All right, we're gonna head to Thorin's Hall, I guess. Yeah, this is quite an adventure that this quest is leading us on. I don't know if we've ever been to Thorin's Hall before, but it's not too hard to get to. All we'll have to do is ride to Bree, or maybe we'll be able to get here from Rivendell. So we'll head to the Stable Master and see how best we can get to Thorin's Hall. It's not too far when connected by swift travels. It is very far when seen overland. It's all the way across Eriador, but that's all right. I'm not sure if we've been there before, actually. We can swift travel there without having discovered the location, helpfully. And so it'll be nice to see a new place, I guess. It's in our starter zone of Eriador, but it's actually where the dwarves start, not where elves start. We started in Carn Dum to the south, but these Thorin's Halls are in the west of Eriador. And actually that's where the Longbeards reside. That's where we joined forces and fought against Skorgrim for the first time. That adventure is behind us. Skorgrim is slain, and we are on to bigger and better things in Angmar. Alright. Almost at the stable master now. Let's get in a quick travel.
How can I be of service?
Alright. Now I think Southbury is going to be the best travel option for us. We can't travel back to Gathforthnia swiftly because we don't have acquaintance standing with the Council of the North, although I think they are also one of the factions that you can barter for reputation of, and that might be worth doing just because of the swift travels that are locked behind it, as are the Lossoth of Foreshell. So we might actually look into that when we get to Thorin's Hall. There is a skirmish camp there. Now here we are, Thorin's Gate. Let's travel there. That's perfect. Let's go straight away. Off we go. That is exactly where we need to be. The Thorin's Halls are in Thorin's Gate, funnily enough. There you go. These are some majestic dwarven halls. Alright. Now we're in Eriador. Might actually want to speak to this horse master before we ride up to the halls. Oh no, already discovered. There you go. Alright, maybe we have been here before. I can't remember it though. Down, up in here we are. Alright. There's another... What's that? Oh, it's the homesteads. There we go. Okay. We'll just make a quick stop at the skirmish camp before we head into the halls. Riding up the steps here from Freren's Court up to Thorin's Hall. Alright. So, curiosities. Gundamar.
Did you need something?
Yes, Council of the North. We'll definitely be using some of that. So let's just quickly see how much we need. The Council of the North. There we go. We're neutral. We need, 9,100. How many is that? Divided by 700. Let's just get a couple. Make sure. It's going to be more than 10, right? In fact, it's going to be exactly 13. There we go. Okay, we are acquaintance with the Council of the North. That's very helpful. And also, we should get that with the Lossoth of Foreshell. Because they also have some swift travels locked behind reputation. Now, we need a bit more reputation with these guys. We need 9,300 plus another 10,000. So 19,300. So that's going to be more than 20 of these. But these are dirt cheap, so don't mind buying these at all. Let's quickly spend all of them. Okay, we're neutral now with them. Need 4,600 more. That'll be 7 of these. Perfect. Alright, and we're acquaintance with the Lossoth now. That's very helpful. We will have that swift travel to Surikaila unlocked now, which is the capital in Foreshell. And that will be... We'll have to travel there for the first time with a Mithril coin. But after that, we'll be able to go back and forth. Alright, in the Dwarf Halls now. Look at these majestic places. That music, the music behind this brings back so many memories. Alright, I'm actually excited to be questing through Eriador above level 45. Usually, or I only quest in Eregion above level 45, usually. And then we go straight into Moria. But we are going to be bounding around this place, touting around our top levels. Alright, greetings, High Elf. You have come from Elrond to Rivendell. Then you will have the aid of Durin's folk. Let me see that scroll. Aha, so Dwalin will help us. Okay. That we can forge this key, I have no doubt, but there are some items we will need before we can begin. Master Elrond's instructions say that we need Mithril, but there is none to be had in the Blue Mountains. Also, we will need something to cast a mold from. Now, one of the gifts Bilbo took back from the Lonely Mountain was a nugget of Mithril. I doubt he understood its value, so he probably left it behind when he returned to Rivendell. However, he may have given it to the Matham House in Mickle Delving. Perhaps the keeper of the Matham House can help you with that. As for the casting, Atli Spiderbane sent word that the Archet guards found a ruined key among the bodies of the Blackwolds. John Brackenbrook may still have it. If their leader was from Angmar, as I have heard, it may be that key is just what we need to cast the mold. Alrighty. Very good indeed. Okay. What's this quest? Level 40, Dwalin's Concern. That is a vector to the Misty Mountains. Alright, we're going to head to... there's a dwarf marker here that we need to collect. This is a deed for Enidwaith. Exiles from the Lily Mountain. Okay, cool. So, we need to speak to Keeper Brombard Foxtail, who's in the Matham House in Mickle Delving, and also John Brackenbrook in Archet. So, first of all, we're going to need to travel to Mickle Delving, and then off to Breeland for this book. I don't know why this is a level 48 quest, but we'll do it anyway. We get actually a decent necklace from this quest, and I think it's one that we'll actually wear. There you go. Finally, a quest reward that is better than our crafted gear, or anything like that. All right, let's ride down to the Horse Master. We could ride straight to Mickle Delving, all the way down through here, through the Shire, into Mickle Delving, but that would be a long time indeed. And there's a swift travel right there. Once again, even though we haven't discovered that Horse Master before, since it is one of the starter zones, you can swift travel to it right from character creation. And that is because you're not forced into the starter zone that you want to play in.
What do you want?
You're actually allowed to do whichever one you want. So let's swift travel to Mickle Delving. Because what if you're an elf that wanted to do the Hobbit's introduction quests? And that option is available to you. You can do all the Shire quests, and even the epics down there if you wish. Alright. Here we are, in the Shire. We actually haven't discovered this stable master. For some reason, Mickle Delving seems to be quite a popular place for people to hang out.
Lovely day.
Not really sure why, but it does seem to be the case. Anyway, up we go to Keeper Brombard Foxtail. He's up here in the Matham House on this hill, the crown jewels of Mickle Delving. Actually, one of the only normal, in quotes, houses in the Shire. Built above ground, that is. Anyway, here we are.
How do you do?
Hello there. What can I do for you? A mithril nugget? Never heard of it. Oh, you mean that chunk of silver old Bilbo brought from back from his adventure? I thought it was too light for real silver. Well, it must have a little value then. I don't see why we should keep it. You're quite welcome to take it. Here. These hobbits. They know not what they're holding. Alright, well, we've collected a nugget of mithril. I wonder if we could get something else made from this. No, the key is important, of course. So let's not steal this mithril. Not that that's really an option in LotRO. There we go, we've got a mithril nugget. Very handy. Okay.
Good day.
Let us ride to Westbury. Actually, to Coombe. That'll be faster. Coombe is one of the towns close to Breeland and will actually get us on the way to Archet, which is where we have to go to speak to John Brackenbrook. John Brackenbrook is, of course, involved with the men's starter quests. So off we go. This is where the men begin. And so, I guess we've done a little world tour of all the starter zones. Going back to Thorin's Hall, Mickle Delving, and now Archet. all these places that we've never been before. Now, guys, you might be noticing a bit more of a trend in these epic quests, and that is to do with riding. There's going to be a lot of travel in these next few epic books, at least until the end of Volume 1. And so, for some of the longer rides, I am actually going to edit those out. But don't worry, I won't edit out ones that we're traveling to places that we've never been to before. So if we're going to a new place, I want to film that just so you guys know where it is, how to get there. So like these with the swift travels, helpful tips to know that you can actually swift travel to these places. But the long overland rides to places that we've been before, I will edit those out so that, yeah, you guys don't have to sit through the same ride multiple times. Anyway, here we are at John Brackenbrook. I'll find something to talk about. Don't worry about it. All right. You can actually start the men prologue quests from here. If you'd like to do all of the epic quests, you can do all the prologues. You don't have to just do your race's specific one. But here we go. What is needed?
Greetings.
Yes, Book 7, Chapter 5. Greetings, friend. What may I help you with? You say you have come all the way from the Blue Mountains to retrieve that old ruined key we found among the Blackward's belongings. Is it true? It is true that it was found among things we believe were Caldecob's, which is the only reason I kept it. It's quite useless. Here, may it assist you in your endeavors. Well, isn't that helpful? We've got 2 items now that are disregarded by their owners. Just perfect for our uses. Okay, we have to go back to Dwalin. So what we're going to do, I think we're going to return to Rivendell. How's the fastest way we can actually get back to Dwalin? Not quite sure. We might go back to Rivendell. And then we can swift travel. Actually, I'm sure riding Dacoum will be faster than that. So let's just ride back Dacoum. It's not very far. And so we'll just head back down the road here and swift travel back to Thorin's Gate to bring back this Mithril Nugget and the ruined key to Dwalin. Now, guys, this would be maybe one of the rides. This is actually a really short ride. So I wouldn't probably edit this one out. But this is the kind of thing. If we're just riding back and forth between some places, I might just jump cut them just for your enjoyment. But I'm not actually set up. I have a plan of how to do that, make it easier for me editing-wise, and I'm not actually set up to do that right now, so I won't do it for this episode, which won't be too much of an issue. We're almost finished with this episode anyway. But the next couple, if we're riding long distances, especially as we get into Book 9 and beyond, then I will cut those out for you guys. All right.
How can I be of service?
Take us to Thorin's Gate. Jack Cloverdale, give us your best horse. All right. Finally, riding up to Dwalin. This ride actually into Dwalin, into Thorin's Gate, all the way to Dwalin's throne room, might actually be the same distance as riding from Archer to Coombe. Now that I think about it, it's quite a long distance, even though you just expect to be in the right place already. Because the Horsemaster's all the way down there, you have to ride all the way up here and then all the way through the halls. It might be a similar distance. I'm not sure. I might be exaggerating. Luckily, you can ride in Thorin's Hall, and that's very helpful. Now, I don't know actually, I wonder if you can barter for Thorin's Hall reputation. Because if you can, then that's actually a really good way to get a nice goat before you become kindred with the Iron Garrison miners. So if you've got the marks, it actually might be worth becoming kindred with Thorin's Hall before you head into Moria, because the goat from here is very helpful. Anyway, that's a problem for another day. We'll investigate that at some point. I love how the Watchers here, they put their axes to the side. As if we walk back, they'll put their axes out again, guarding Dwalin. Then as we ride up, we are a friend, and so they'll bring their axes back. That's cool.
Greetings.
Anyway, I was right. The hobbits did indeed have Bilbo's nugget. I hope you didn't have to hurt anyone to get it. Foxtail didn't even know what it was. Well, it should be no surprise to me. A hobbit would not know truly precious metals if you gave them a hoard. I see you retrieved the key from John Brackenbrook. We have all we need. Go now and take these items to Lutley by the forge there. He will get started on the key. Perfect. Alright, so we're just going to head to the forges in Thorin's Hall, I'd guess, which are over here. I'm guessing that we're going to, yeah, the forge near the throne of Thorin's Hall. So, okay, so I'm guessing we're not going as far as we thought. Yes, there's a forge right there. Classic dwarves, always having a forge right nearby. Hello, Litley. So you're the one Dwalin was talking about. You have the Mithril, I see, and that foul key from the Angmarim. Alright then, give them here. I'll get started on smelting down that Mithril. The problem is that there will be a problem shaping this metal. Perhaps you should speak with Dwalin. Okay. What is the problem with shaping Mithril? I thought you guys were good at that. Wait for Litley to complete his task. Okay. Now, there's still a problem. Shaping Mithril isn't an easy task. Tales that tell of a special shaping hammer is needed for such fine work as a key. I've no such hammer though, nor have I ever seen one. Best tell Dwalin that if I'm to complete this work for you, I'll just need such a hammer. Go on now, let him know. Okay, I'll let him know. We need a special shaping hammer.
What do you need?
A mithril shaping hammer. Bah! I've seen but one of those in my entire life, and I've not seen one since... Oh dear. Well, what's wrong? I don't mind, we have a new necklace.
Will you
Okay.
stay and speak with me a moment?
Skorgrim's Tomb. Okay. To work with Mithril, you need a special hammer. So special, in fact, that we only ever had one here in Thorin's Hall. Thror's hammer. The hammer of Thorin's grandfather, which Thrain brought here. Of course, since we never had any Mithril to work, we never used it. When most of the Longbeards moved back to the Lonely Mountain, the hammer got left behind. And, as an insult to us, I'm sure, the Dowerhands took it and placed it in Skorgrim's tomb as a tribute to him. At least, that's what one of them told us. We tried reclaiming the tomb, but it seems cursed. Vile things started lurking in the shadows there. I would say we should just let it lie there, but this task of yours is important enough to warrant opening the tomb again. You'll not find any dwarves willing to go in there, so you will need to retrieve the hammer yourself. The tomb lies south of here, in the Berghold. Alright. Looks like there is some decent rewards from here. If we had more one-handers. This is a decent one-hander. Not fantastic, but decent. And then a lot of shields. If you're a shield user, probably useful. Not that we are. Alright, well, let's accept this quest. And we will... I think we will hustle through and actually do this quest. I'm looking at the time and seeing that we're probably out of time. So that is actually going to be all for today, I guess. We will collect Thror's hammer from Skorgrim's tomb next episode. Finishing off more and more of this epic story. Getting really into it now, guys. We're shaping Mithril. This is awesome. All right. But that is going to be all. We'll just keep riding out of Thorin's Hall here. Heading to the skirmish camp. That's actually a good thing to check to finish off. Let's just see if we can get some Thorin's Hall reputation from here. And how much you can get, actually. First stage relic, that's what we're looking for. 700 points of Thorin's Hall reputation. Okay, so we will... I think that's a good idea. We'll get us to max rep with them. It's 44 marks. That's a steep price. But that's all right. I reckon we will get us up to kindred with them just by bartering. We do have a bit of reputation with them already. We'll just barter to kindred, and then we'll get our goat from them before we head into Moria. That's actually a nice strategy that I haven't thought of before. All right. Well, that's going to be all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thanks heaps for watching it. If you did enjoy today's episode, make sure you leave a like down below. If you have any comments, suggestions, or feedback at all, make sure you leave them down in the comments section below. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. There are new videos every day from simply walking into Mordor. And also, if you haven't checked it out yet, 3 times a week we have videos of Shadow of War, the new Middle-earth game. It's like an action stealth game. It's really fun. Go check that out if you haven't already. Alright guys, that's going to be all today. As always, my name is Nauglir. It has been a pleasure playing with you, and I will see you tomorrow.